All right, so we are going to cover right now hostess coaching. Hostess coaching means everything to your business. If you want your hostess to stay faithful and loyal to her jewelry show and really work hard for it, you have to work hard with her. You have to encourage her to do the best that she can do. So, at a jewelry show, if somebody books a show, you're going to give them this really awesome thank you card for, thank you for booking. And it's just got on there your show is scheduled for at what time. And it says we're going to get together on. And if you saw the video of checkout when I was handling the booking situation, you saw that I gave them their guest list. You want to make sure that you get this to them immediately. If you book with somebody over the phone, then you want to get this to them, either scan it on your computer and email it to them, or have them just email you a list of people, however you want to do that. But you need to make sure that you get their guest list within a week of them booking. That way you know that they are serious about doing their show. So, after you get the booking, this is where your work begins. You need to make several contacts with them in the first 24 hours. So this is the way it's going to work. First, you are going to send them a text message thanking them for booking their show. Although you thanked them in person and you gave them the card, you also need to make sure that you send them the text message. Then, you are going to go home and you're going to sit down at your desk and fill out a greeting card, an actual honest-to-goodness greeting card. And fill out another one of these thank you cards. Stick it in there. In case they lost the first one, you want them to have a second one. Then, you are going to make sure that you send them an email, just letting them know what they can expect from you. Let them know that you need their guest list within that week. When you go to pick up your guest list from them, you're going to take them their hostess packet. Don't give the hostess packet until you have the guest list. That way you know that they are secure and they are going to do their show. So, once you've done that, you are also going to, in that same 24-hour window, you're going to jump onto Pick Collage and you are going to make, or you can use Red Stamp. There are several different. I prefer Pick Collage. I think they're a lot easier to use. Regardless of who you use, you're going to jump onto your app and you are going to create for them a save the date announcement. Text it to her and let her know to text it to all of her friends individually, not to do group texts. Group texts are very informal and there is no intimacy. They feel very distant. So make sure that she knows not to do that. She can also post that on her Facebook wall or send it as a Facebook message. And that will be just telling people, hey, I'm doing a jewelry show on this date at this time. Would love to see you. We'll give you more information soon. All right, so now we're going to jump to your hostess packet and what that's going to look like. So of course you know these are the hostess packets and that's what they look like. Make sure that before you meet with them, you have their name and their show date and time already filled out. Don't be so informal that you don't have that information there already. You want them to know that you really care about them, not that you forgot to do it. Go through with your hostess a couple of the great tips that are on here. Of course, you want to tell her to fill out her wish list before the party. Give her some type of incentive for doing it. Of course, remind her about her $50 gift card opportunity so she knows that if she has her show on the first booked day and gets $100 in pre-orders, she gets the first $50 card, and 3 bookings will get her the other one. If you offer a great incentive for having a booking or 2 before you ever get there, then you know she's really working for it. Clip-its work great for this, as well as an additional amount of money toward jewelry. You can offer her $10 toward more jewelry. It's only going to cost you $5. It's the same as doing a clip-it. But make sure it's something that you are passionate about and you know that you can impress that upon her so she will feel just as enthusiastic. Okay, the next thing that I include in my hostess packet is, of course, a catalog. She needs to have a catalog. She can't get pre-orders without it. You can do 1 to 4 catalogs depending on what you want to do. 2 is usually strongly advised. I currently am only using 1 just simply because too often they don't get them back to me. So I always tell my women to remember the 24-hour rule. If I drop this off at your house today at noon, will you be ready for me to pick it up tomorrow at noon? It's 24 hours, and it makes them feel like it is important to get it looked at. If you give them an indeterminate amount of time, what is going to happen is they're going to forget about it, and they're going to forget to ever look. Give them a specific amount of time so they can get it looked at during their off hours, maybe when the kids have gone to bed or when they're not at work. Then, of course, your customer receipts. You need to make sure that you have about 5 receipts in there for your hostess. This will give her a great opportunity to get that $100 in pre-orders. Also, make sure she knows you'd be happy to hand deliver more to her if need be. You're going to include 1 of each of the $50 gift cards so she has a visual aid of what she's working for. When you're holding them in your hand, you really want to spend them, which means you really want to earn them. I also include my business card so that she has my website address, because she's going to have friends who can't come, or maybe they live out of town but they want to place an order. The website is a great opportunity for her to be able to tell that, and if she has it in front of her, it makes it easier. The next thing that I include is I make sure that I include our booklet about the Premier opportunity. The reason I make sure to include this is, let's face it, wouldn't it be better for your hostess to become your downline and this be her training show? So let's give her another little piece of information. You can talk to her in a few days after she's gotten her hostess packet and see if she's ever thought of doing it as her training show. The final thing that I include in all of my hostess packets, and this is one that I really feel is a strongly beneficial piece, and that is right up here. It says show date, and then you write the date and time of their show. And underneath it, it says show rescheduling information. I do not call them cancellations. Don't give them the option. But rescheduling sometimes does have to happen. So of course, we want them to know some valuable information about how to properly reschedule their show. First of all, one thing that I definitely draw their attention to is that I ask for 2 to 3 week notice before they reschedule. I also ask that that date that they reschedule to is within 2 weeks of the date that they had to reschedule from. So of course, you're going to be able to get a copy of this from me when we do our trainings together. The next one that I put in there is how to be a good hostess. And this has come with a little bit of changes with me over the last 3 years. It used to be multiple pieces of information. Now it's just 7 quick little tips. A couple of them is, of course, wear solid colored clothing. Let your refreshments reflect you. Don't go above and beyond what you normally would. Encourage your booking, show around your catalog, make your reminder cards, and of course you're going to stay on track of that as well. And of course I do have a reminder that I take cash, check, and credit cards, and the checks are to be made out to me. The last piece with this is the hostess tic-tac-toe. This is a really fun game to keep her motivated and keep her on track, and I'll be happy to go over this with you at our training, and of course we're going to, but I do put incentives in here as well. So Premier is going to give her the jewelry, but I wanted her to really work hard, so I got a couple bonuses in there that she'll get if she can do this card. It's pretty easy, it's a fun game, and it keeps her on track. Alright, the last thing I can tell you as far as your hostess coaching goes, it doesn't stop after you got the booking. Make sure you stay on contact with her. Make sure that you're contacting her about every 2 weeks, up until about a week and a half before her show, and in which case you want to talk to her every few days. Make sure that you talk to her a week before her show and a couple of days before her show and the night before her show. And we're going to talk later about all the ways that you need to contact her. There's going to be a lot of text messages with images that you are going to send to her. So make sure that you're pretty savvy as far as that goes. I'll be happy to help you learn how to do it if you're not sure how to work the apps. Well, that's about all I got for you right now. And again, if you have any questions, make sure that you message me or call me, and we will sit down and go through a little more thorough how to make sure that you can make the best out of your hostess coaching and have a great show and give her a ton of free jewelry. Thanks.